just like we do every week, welcome to another episode of the Bladeology podcast. I'm your host, Jeremiah Burbank, on with my consummate co-hosts,
Nicholas Trooperin of NCC Knives.
And Chuck Gudritis of Gudritis Knives.
We are back. It is a new year. It is 2024. We survived 2023 barely. It is January. This is the first episode of the new year. We were sad to see 2023 go, / happy to see it go, because now we get to start a new year. There's a lot in store for this year. We've got some plans to change things up, keep it fresh, coming at you pretty regularly. Actually, last year we did a really good job. I think we basically averaged out to about a podcast a month, which is
at least one a month.
Yeah,
I think we did two some months with
pretty good.
show months, but we did at least one a month.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's commendable. I'm patting myself on the back currently while doing air quotes. We've got some shows coming up. We're gonna go over some show prep. We're gonna backdate, and we're gonna go over some post-show wrap-ups that we didn't get a chance to do because of the holidays. Everyone was very busy. So you guys went to the Kentucky show.
Yep, first weekend of December. Me and Chuck had a shit show of a flight getting to Kentucky, but we eventually barely made it.
It was like planes, trains, and automobiles.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Was it literally? Why was it such a hassle? Do tell.
The hard part about getting to Lexington is it's always a layover flight, and layover flights always come with their challenges. So our plane was late. We missed our connection. The next layover they put us on was 7 hours out or 8 hours out. So they put us on a different layover a couple hours out, but that took us to Louisville. So we had to rent the car, but our luggages didn't make it. So
we rented a car and drove to Lexington, got to the embassy, got toothbrushes and toothpaste, and had something to eat, and basically went to bed.
So you didn't have anything?
Nothing. And then the next morning we got up and drove back to Louisville, hoping our luggage was there. 10 minutes out, they called us, and they had found my bag. They hadn't found Nick's bag.
Oh, wow.
now Chuck had his knives. He's calm because his knives are at the hotel.
I mailed my
you
knives
shipped
to
your
myself.
knives.
Correct. I
Okay.
FedExed them.
So +1 for shipping.
Yes.
Okay.
And my knives were in my luggage.
So -1 because you let the airlines deal with how many knives do you want to say? A few.
A decent amount.
A fair amount, enough to be stressed.
Yeah. Chuck was like, you're holding it together. I'm like, I am insanely hammered right now. It's the only way I'm going to hold this together when it was Friday.
Okay, so just to recap, go to the hotel that night, no knives, no luggage, no change of clothes, no soap, no toothbrush.
Friday. Then this is Friday night. Correct.
Friday night. So Saturday morning, the show was on Saturday night. So you wake up on Saturday morning and
Drive back to Louisville, hoping our luggage would be there. So they called me. We were 10 minutes out, and
It's like an hour drive.
yeah, and so it was nice. Nick finally got to see some of the surrounding area in the daytime.
I didn't
'cause we
really
drove
look.
there
I
at
was
night.
just panicking.
Lots of horse farms.
oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Equestrian enthusiast.
Yes,
down there.
and the barns are bigger than the houses.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you get back to the airport, an hour drive from the show location.
And Nick, since they had called us and we knew my bag was there, Nick looks at me. He goes, "I'm gonna go in."
Also, the last 10 minutes of the drive, it got really quiet because they called and they're like, we have one luggage. I was like, is it blue? She's like, it's red. I'm like, they got Chuck's, not mine. So just 10 minutes are silent. I'm 10 and 2, just like all.
You were driving?
He's white knuckling
Yeah.
the car.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was just gripped onto the steering wheel. I'm like, I'm going to kill somebody. If I get there and they don't have my luggage, I'm going to kill somebody. We get there, whatever. I told them, I'm going in. You stay in the car. Like, they have your luggage. You need to find mine. And like the 20 steps to get from the car inside the airport, like I'm ready to like go full Karen, like lose my shit. And my phone goes, you have reconnected with your Tile Pro. And I'm like, oh my God, it's here. And I go to the lady, oh, you found it? She's like, no, we didn't find it. I was like, the hell you didn't. It's 20 feet behind you in that room that says employees only. I'm going in that room. She's like, sir, you can't do that. I was like, get a manager, get somebody. Or they're on lunch. I was like, I'm going in that room, or by the time I go in there and leave, TSA won't make it in time. I was like, I'm going in that room. It's in that room. Here's the tracker.
Oh,
She's
you showed him the tile, though.
I showed a tile. It's right behind you in that room. This is employees only. She's like, yeah, that's where we keep the luggages that are delayed, or like your case. I was like, well, it's in there. It's light blue with stickers all over the entire thing. It's hard to miss.
It's very recognizable luggage for those of you who haven't seen the luggage.
Yeah.
It's totally covered in stuff.
Yeah, so I was like, there's stickers over it. It's hard to miss. She's like, well, it's not in there. I was like, well, I'm going in there. She's like, okay, let me call the manager while they're on lunch to see if I could like take you in there. So she took me in there, got luggage.
Oh, so it
prices
was
were
right there. You just swooped it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like she's like, I can't let you in there. I was like, let me in there because I'll find it. And yeah, but they let me in there, got my luggage, got everything. Then was like, calm and like just wanted to get back to the hotel to shower and change underwear and socks.
So and then again,
Another hour drive back to Louisville.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got in on the Friday at like we were supposed to get in at like 2:30. We got there pretty much at 11:30 at night.
You guys left early enough to make it to like at a reasonable time,
Mm-hmm.
or you did anyway. And to meet
Well,
up.
our flight out of Connecticut was delayed, so we missed our connection in Detroit. So we were in Detroit.
Jeremiah's, you're just laughing, shaking. We all like that 2 days. I was just
because at the last minute I was like, I wonder if I should go to Kentucky. It would be fun to go to Kentucky. And I was like, nah, fuck
Well,
it.
before when we were in Connecticut, they said, okay, you can go to Detroit, or we can delay you and put you on a different flight. You'll fly to Atlanta, and then to Kentucky. And we're like, there should be enough time. We'll take the
we'll be
risk.
fine. We'll be fine.
never letting Chuck plan the flights nor fly out
on
of Connecticut.
on
ever
the
again.
way back, we flew from Lexington to Atlanta to Connecticut.
Lexington, which was your original other option.
Yeah, we missed our layover as well.
Okay. The second time.
Yes, and the way back to
we would have missed it if we had gone back to Detroit and gone back the initial first
Oh
way.
yeah, we would have missed it because that got delayed too, and then they sent us instead of Detroit, they sent us through Atlanta.
Yeah, so we didn't miss that one, and our luggage followed us.
Wow. On the way home. So the
Yes.
way home was less of a thing, but still kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you get your luggage at the airport. You drive an hour back to the show location. What time do you roughly get back to the show location, the Kentucky show? Like
12:30.
No, because we had to
On
drop the rental
Saturday?
car off and everything
This
else.
is right. So
And then we got back like at 2:00.
yeah, 1:30, 2 o'clock.
so most of Friday was spent traveling. Half of Saturday was still technically spent traveling.
There was like no mingle time. Like I had lunch right before the show and then the show.
So
like,
let's say, what time were you on the show floor? Like 3 or 4?
no, like 5:30.
Yeah, 5:30. Because the
So-
show starts at 6.
Yeah, but I mean, what time were you done with the whole luggage rental car thing, changed, showered, or whatever?
We got back to the hotel after dropping off the rental car by 2, showered, changed. We went and had lunch. I went and got tacos
Okay.
with a few other people, and then came back to the hotel. I think I took a nap, and then went to 20-minute power nap, and then went down to the show floor.
So, I mean, Saturday was still a travel. I mean, so you were still able to mingle a little bit, but really not. I mean, that Saturday, having gone to that show a couple times, Saturday is the day to just hang out. Like, that's the day to chill. And then you have the show, but you guys, like, spent all this time traveling, so you didn't really get to do that until late.
Yeah, Fridays they hang out till late, and we couldn't hang out. I didn't hang out too late just because we had to wake up early to go to the airport.
I had to travel on Saturday.
Yeah, then Saturday you don't really hang out late because everyone flies out Sunday. For us, it was pretty much just the show, the
Next-
4-hour show.
Next year, we're just going to fly into Louisville or Cleveland and rent a car. So that way it's direct flight.
All right, yeah. Last 1 year, we just drove, didn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, we drove. We just drove down because it's only like 16-hour drive from here.
Yeah, that's it.
No, we drove from New York. It was
That's
14
right.
hours.
We drove from New York.
in the Element.
Yeah, but on the way back was nice though because on the way back there was no rush, so we kind of fucked around a little bit.
Yeah, we
If
stopped
you
in.
drive next year, I'll totally go.
We stopped in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Did you
we
stop
stopped,
at
we stopped in
John's?
Pittsburgh. Yeah, we on the way back we just kind of cruised. Took like a day or two. It was nice. If you drive next year, I'll totally. That'd be a fun road trip. Because I do remember flying down there is a huge pain in the ass.
No,
it's such
like,
a small airport.
If we fly at Cincinnati or Louisville, I just rent the car, drive an hour. Never like. That's the only place I did a layover flight to. I had one other mishap with flying. I have at least 50 flights with knives in my luggage.
Yeah, we fly all the time. We fly all the time. There's never a problem because there's never a layover. We always fly direct.
Yeah, like I had a layover one other time. I had a problem. That was a layover to Atlanta because it was the only flight. Had a problem then too. Same situation. Got my luggage a day later. GPS trackers, all that saved me.
So, 2 things as a recap: traveling, when going to a knife show, and also traveling in general. Jeremiah here, your travel agent. Fly direct. Also, take a minute and register your Tile Pros or your AirTags. If you're not familiar, These are little chips. They're not GPS. They work on what we call a mesh network, which is a mesh between Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Doesn't use 4G and such. So the more of the devices are in the area, the stronger the signal gets. People are very confused by that. You can Google it. I think some of the very, very, very new some of the super Tile GPS Pros actually do have 4G enabled, but you don't need those. It's just regular Tile Pro, works great. Put it in your suitcase. I have them stored in my EDC bags. We put them in everything. And whenever you travel, it just shows you, hey, you're out of range or you're in range of your thing, whatever it is, a bag full of knives, your luggage, whatever it may be. If you travel like we do, it really is a huge benefit to have something like that in there. If you ship like I do, a knife dealer, I have actual 4G GPS units that I put in everything. I know exactly where it is all the time. These things are cheap solutions to make sure that you know where your stuff is. I know that sounds like a plug, but honestly, it's totally worth it. It just saved Nick's butt, and Tile Pro is $15. It's easy, like totally worth it. So do that. So you guys ate. You got tacos. You got steak, I'm assuming?
No, I go to the same place, Palmer's, behind the
Palmer's.
hotel.
Right.
Shrimp and grits. I went out with Matt Christensen at HMC Knife Works and Carver.
Oh yeah, that's right. The other part of the
Mhm.
yeah. What was your dinner lunch like?
The tacos?
Yeah.
Oh, there's this little taco place that everybody goes to, and they're authentic, like Mexican tacos. They're making the shells right there all day long, and you can get some interesting ingredients if you want. You can get beef tongue,
Oh,
you can get
lengua.
tripe.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
So I went with a
necessary.
collector and his wife and a friend that I traveled with. And then there's a Mexican bakery across the street, and we got a cake for Dan Coert, who was celebrating his 40th birthday.
Nice. Turning 40. Someone's got to do it. It was good that he did it.
Well, yeah, he was surprised.
I bet he was. No, it's very nice.
He's very
That's a
surprised.
great thing to do at a show. It's a hugely great thing to do at a show. Okay, so we did lunch/dinner. What time were doors at the show? 6? What time?
Yeah, show's just 6 to 10.
6
so
to 10.
doors are 6. It's a 4-hour show.
Okay. How was the line outside the show?
It was good.
Was it? There was a lot
yeah,
of people?
Yeah, they sold out of tickets.
Okay.
So there was a lot of people. Doors opened. I sold pretty much everything I bought within the first 20 minutes.
Nice. That's great.
Everybody lined up for some other first come, first serves,
Mhm.
and people who wanted my knives were able to just nonchalantly walk over and be like, "Is this available?" "Yeah, I'll take it." And off they went, found new homes. It was great.
Adoption. Fully adopted in no time, under an hour, right? That's what we're looking for. Nick, how did it go?
I sold a couple pieces. I usually don't bring a decent amount, but I usually sell a couple pieces. I'm not a Facebook guy, so I just go to hang out, which is why I was very upset with the travels, because there was no hangout. And I was still very on edge, so I did do a bit of drinking. But yeah, it was a good show. Sold a couple pieces, and yeah, that's the thing I just missed, that I didn't get to really hang out. Because after the show's over, people go around, and then the show people aren't really in there until 10.
Yeah, I remember like at some point it kind of just clears out. Like everyone got what they got, and it's kind of like, okay, like we're good here.
Yeah, I was there. I was like, I still can't hang out. I hanged out with Ian. I haven't seen Ian in a few years from CMF Knife Works. But yeah, it was a good show. Just a lot of stress, and like that. Like I've always said, that show's a vacation for me. So I like to go travel, hang out, see everybody, drink.
Yeah.
You don't have to wake up early. We have to wake up early.
Waking up early. It's basically Nick's hatred.
Yeah,
He
I'm a
doesn't
morning
like
person.
anything. That's the worst.
No, I'm not a morning person, but even then, no, I couldn't stay up. Usually on Friday, I'm up till 3, 4 in the morning drinking with everybody. I knew we had to wake up early, so I had to call it a night at like 1.
Yeah.
That's okay. The benefit of that was that it was less snoring from Nick.
Only imagine.
First
'cause
time Nick and I have roomed together,
that was the first time. Oh, Chuck, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
it was very loud.
Yeah, Jared's laughing at me while you snore.
I thought about
the animal as well.
smothering him a couple of times.
Only a couple's not bad. That's not bad. It's a lot to smother. You're gonna need like a pillow and a half. Just get in there.
There's extra mattresses.
Fucker. So the show was good. How was the vibe? So recap. So AFK was present but not
Not selling.
not selling.
Lucas Burnley had a table, but he wasn't there,
Not present either.
not present, but
He
he
had
had people selling for him. So
Stand-ins? What would we call those?
yeah, that's what everybody lined up
Proxies.
for Sci Pops.
Proxies. Gotcha. Okay, cool. So it's Sci Pops. All right. Okay.
The only thing that was weird, not weird, I think people are starting to do things outside of the hotel venue.
What do you mean?
Like after 10 o'clock.
Like social things? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the hotel's usually pretty packed after the show,
Mm.
but it kind of dissipated. Like usually till 3, 4 in the morning, stuff's going on. But it was ending earlier both nights, especially on Saturday. I think people went out onto the town or something. I think around 12, like the hotel cleared out. I just hung out with the bartender.
See, that's so weird because every time I've gone to that show, though those were the craft junkie strong years, craft brew junkie strong years.
There was
were
no
in the
craft.
hotel
There was no
till
craft brew
late.
junkies meetup this year.
Is that an insignia of saturation in a show when people dissipate into like the exterior? Like you've been there so many times, you've done the show. Like fuck it, let's leave.
Yeah, or let's go to bed early. I was up too late last night. I got to travel to go home on Sunday,
Yeah.
so I'm going to call it an early night so I'm not hungover while I'm driving home or flying.
I wonder if that's a trendable graph. Like if we can see that metric and say like, oh, like at the point a show hits like dissipation of social atmosphere into the outside world.
Oh, absolutely. You see it at Blade Show where you know
Yeah.
people party Thursday and Friday night,
Right.
but Saturday night people take it easy because you got to go home on Sunday.
Everybody's got to travel on Sunday.
Yeah.
So how late did you guys stay out on Saturday?
I was out till 12. Everyone left the hotel, and I just hung out with the bartender. It's like 4.
Is that same lady who's the bartender there?
Yeah.
I went to bed at like midnight. I'm like, I got to get more sleep before Nick comes and starts
You're
snoring.
like, I gotta,
Yeah, Chuck went to bed
gotta
at
get my
like
breath
midnight, and I was gonna call it a night, and because they closed the bar at 11, and then the bartender just pulled out a barrel of Buffalo Trace and just kept pouring. And I was like, okay.
in. You're like, all right.
Yeah, Nick had rocks glasses filled with Buffalo Trace that were neat.
Okay, I see how it is.
That's when I came back to the room. I was like, she like kept pouring full glasses. And I was just like, after 5, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, there was a 3/4 one full in the room. The next morning, I'm like, "You're
It's
gonna
like,
finish that?"
I'll take this home with me. It's fine.
No, I was really drunk when she brought out the barrel. She's like, we're drinking this barrel. She's like, it's the only thing that's not locked up. And I was like, Jesus, okay.
So no celebrities at the show this year.
No John Popper this year. I think his girlfriend was there, but he was not present.
No Pauly Shore.
No Pauly Shore.
Dang. Okay. All right.
Yeah, last year was Adam Ray, which was really cool because he was at the room beside my room. And, yeah, so I was just hanging out drinking with him right outside the room for a while. With, I think, with Kirk. Yeah, with Kirk Mayberry.
Oh yeah, how'd Kirk do?
I think he did well. I think he sold out. I think he had 4 or 5 knives.
I didn't see him that much during the show because he was with the family this year.
Yeah, he brought his wife and his daughter, and I didn't leave my table by the time I was like done selling. Like it was just so packed, I hardly got to walk around and look at anybody else's knives.
So I mean that's good that it was that busy though. I mean we do like to see that. Especially if they sold out all the tickets. Do you know what the No, we don't know what the number was obviously that they sold.
The room capacity is probably 300 people.
It's got to be 300 people.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The only weird thing, the first night when we got there on Friday, it was a mixed hotel because there was a holiday party where we have our show area.
Like at the actual show area.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a holiday party for some company.
Like a corporate thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awkward.
We should have crashed it.
Yeah, you totally should have. You should have just jumped in there and been like, "What's up, fuckers? We're here to party."
Yeah, well,
Nice.
around that time, me and you were looking for toothpaste and toothbrushes.
It always
This
goes
is
well.
And I was looking for a big man to like, get a t-shirt and underwear.
Did they give you like the little disposable like folding toothbrushes?
No, we had to buy toothbrushes. They
You
didn't.
gotta buy toothbrush. Well,
Actually, they gave them
okay.
to us for like $1 because they were out of the
What
ones
is-
that they usually give out.
Is that a Hilton property?
Yeah, it's an Embassy Suites.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
They gave us like ketchup packets full of toothpaste though.
Ah, there you go. Here you go, guys. Was the rental car at least interesting? What was it?
It's a Toyota Tacoma.
Oh,
Yeah, it was the manager special, but like I started yawning, and lady's like, "Don't do that." I was like, "It's been a long day." She's like, "No, don't yawn." I'm like, I'm gonna yawn. I was like, "Lady, a 3-hour flight experience turned into 11 hours, and I don't have my luggage." She's like, "Oh." So she put something like a note on the thing. She's like, that double star, just give it to a lady. She'll hook you up. So they gave us a Ram 1500 or a Tacoma.
Was it the new Tacoma?
Yeah, the new Tacoma 23. And then she's like, you want a Ram 1500 or you want this Tacoma or a Nissan Leaf? And I was like, Tacoma.
Yeah. The Ram, actually, no, Dodges are very interiorly suck.
No, that was a nicer one. I was going to get that, but I was like, it's just to drive an hour back and forth in the night. Like, we're not doing anything with it, so to save on gas.
That's true. That's true.
Plus, you wanted to test drive one anyway, so now you got the chance.
Yeah, I wanted to test drive both of those because I was looking at a Dodge and a Tacoma.
We rented a Dodge in Salt Lake. The inside was like made by a
No,
2-year-old.
that was the tradesman. This wasn't the tradesman. This was the.
It was a Dodge Charger, like Hellcat thing, and the interior was.
Oh yeah, that was horrible. No, I thought you were talking about the Ram.
This is the worst thing I've ever sat in my entire life.
Yeah, all the money's in the engine. That was it. It just sounded nice.
Comfortable. You couldn't see anything.
Well, it's because you're not supposed to put anybody in the back seat.
I was in the front seat driving and I couldn't see anything. There's a giant
hood scoop
thing. You can't see over it. I'm like, I'm gonna run somebody over and I will not be able to know. All right, so you got a Tacoma. It's driving. Chuck sold out, which means he did better than Nick. So let's all congratulate Chuck. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Nick, you suck. That's all right.
I was gonna say something, but I don't want to rub it in Chuck's face. But okay.
So Sunday travel early on Sunday.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
We went to the
Our
castle.
flight was at like 6 o'clock. We went
we
around.
went to the Kentucky Castle.
Oh, so you had time on Sunday?
Yeah,
Okay.
and looked around, had a drink.
Okay, so Kentucky Castle. What the hell is that?
It's an actual castle.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like a wedding hall / hotel now.
Rentable venue, but it was legitimately like a I'm thinking like stone castle with like
That's what it was.
stones.
That's exactly what it was.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
It used to be a castle. They converted it into a hotel / wedding hall / like flex space thing.
Flex space.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
Bar.
The bar was really good. Some really good cocktails.
No kidding. You went there and you started drinking, huh? Wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, because we knew we were about to miss our flight again. So we were trying to figure out what to do because we were about to fly out the following day on Monday.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
Well, because there was no flights. We just decided to go to the airport, see if they could find us something.
Wait, so if you dropped the rental car off on Saturday, how did you get to the airport on Sunday?
My friend Mark,
Oh,
who drives from
Right.
Indiana, drove us around and chauffeured us.
that's cool. All right, good.
Brought us
good,
to the
good on
airport.
him. I hope you guys bought him a drink.
Yes.
Good.
I usually buy him lunch.
But he drove us around, but we were at the castle. We're like, we're going to miss our flight. It's delayed again, so we're going to miss our layover. And online, we couldn't find any alternates. So we were I was looking at getting a hotel room at the hotel again.
That's insanity.
And going back.
Totally
So we went to the airport and talked to the desk agent and said, can we go to Atlanta instead of going to Detroit?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she found us a flight with like a 2-hour layover, which is fine.
Yeah, that's fine compared to staying over another night.
Yeah.
Like, want
Yeah.
this to end.
Yeah,
Which
after
is
all
funny
that.
because on Sunday, or no, was it on Monday? You didn't get home. You didn't get home until like.
Because we had a later flight, later layover, and then we got to Connecticut, and then we got to Chuck's house, which
Oh
is
yeah, that's
an
right.
hour and
So
a half
yeah,
to
you had
Chuck's.
drive from
Connecticut back to Holden.
Windsor Locks to over there, then pick up that thing, and then drive up here. Oh,
Yeah, I got back at 2 o'clock, and I was like,
I mean, I gotta say, that sounds pretty wretched.
yeah, no, Monday I was like, fuck everything. Like,
That's the kind of thing you do that, and then you're like, do I want to do this show again next year? Like, oh, I don't know.
it was in total 3 full days of travel for half a day
For
of
a
adventure.
location that's like,
For a 4-hour show.
it's right over there. It's not that it's 14 hours. Like, you could have driven there twice in the amount of time that you guys spent traveling.
Yeah,
you could
pretty
have
much.
just driven there and driven
No blame to the Kentucky show, but it was the worst traveling
yeah.
experience of my life.
No, I
3
don't-
days of travel for half a day of a show.
Yeah, I don't think it's the
And
show's
no
fault,
mingling.
but yeah.
Yeah. Chuck just kept going to me. He's like, I can't believe you're holding it together so well. Like, other people lose their shit. I was like, internally, I'm losing my shit. Externally, like, what is there I could do right now?
That's true.
Yeah, it's out of your control.
Like, the knives are gone. Like, we'll figure it out if they're fully gone. That's why when they called, like, we have one of the luggages. And I was like, my GPS tracker, they said it never scanned in, so it's probably still in Detroit. Because our luggage went from Detroit to Atlanta to Kentucky. So our luggage was on, like, a total like 10 flights throughout the weekend. And I was like, yep.
Just ship the knives.
Too bad they don't give you miles based on how far your luggage travels.
No, it's about when I left him in the
Actually,
car and I was
my
going.
tile traveled that far. Like, oh, okay.
When I was going inside the airport, like in my head, I was like, "There's a chance I'm gonna get arrested today."
I'm like, here, leave me the keys.
To be fair, a small benefit to the 3 main shows that we all still go to, Blade Show and the 50/50 shows, actually, which I sponsor. You can ship those shows. They have addresses. They have receiving docks. You could ship the knives. I'm not saying that Kentucky doesn't. I don't know that they do or don't. But the other larger shows or the 50/50 shows, Steve does provide an address and a secure locker that you can ship the knives to.
Yeah,
That
you could
might
ship
be an
your knives
option.
to Scott or Chris
Okay, all right.
ahead of time if you wanted to.
Yeah, Nick wouldn't want to do that though.
He's got too much stuff to ship.
That's true.
Yeah, no, half my luggage is really knives because I bring knives for the table, I bring knives for delivery, I bring knives for dealers.
Gotcha.
And you bring Nux and
Yeah, I bring.
Did you bring Nux to Kentucky?
Yeah,
You devil.
Nux did great. It's Kentucky.
Nux did great everywhere. People love Knuckles, man. We've been over this. They
But
tried
no,
to convince you for years to make
I
it.
had literally half a luggage. Shipping it would have been expensive, and a package that big would get beat up more so than like. I still trust flying with it more than shipping that much.
I know, but think about all this.
That's
When
on
you go
you.
to a show, how much stuff do you ship home?
Yeah. Do you have any idea the numbers of the that box is like?
Yeah, I know.
Yours is like a drop in a bucket.
Things get delayed and stuff like that. I was like,
Come on,
I don't know.
FedEx, my God.
Yeah, you FedEx
I
it.
still have delays. I feel more comfortable flying with a GPS tracker.
Gavin. So I think this year he's going to do the same thing that he did last year. Gavin FedExed me the Pelican case of deadlocks for the Texas show to the AC. It was bulletproof. 2 days. Got there. No problem. I showed up at the hotel. 2 hours later, the Pelican case got there. Easy. This year, same thing. I was like, you can just send it to me at the AC if you want. Like, no, FedEx, man. FedEx 2-day service is like, bam. I ship a lot of things.
I just mainly I don't trust the hotel staff and everything.
That's more.
That's mostly all that.
Yeah, if you have somebody at the hotel, they can pick it up for you or something, or just put padlocks on it. Anyway,
Yeah,
the
they have no
shipping
idea
thing
what's
is
in
like-
there, though. Why would they steal it?
That's true.
I
too.
shipped it
And
once.
they'd lose their job over it because there's cameras everywhere.
Obscurity is often the best security.
No, I shipped it once to the Sheraton across at Blade Show across the highway from the Waverly, and like yeah, they misplaced it. They found it eventually, but like they're like oh like it's not in the shipping room.
Is
That was
where-
one. That was like
were
10
you-
years ago.
Were you staying there?
Yeah, I was staying at the Sheraton. This was my first
Oh,
time
you
going
were
to
a
Blade
guest
Show.
there.
Yeah, and
Okay.
this was like 2015 or something. I shipped knives there. Back then, I wasn't bringing 30 customs. Like it was like 6. But yeah, they misplaced it. It wasn't in the shipping room. So like that was the whole thing. So that's why I don't really trust like the process of once it gets to the front desk counter and all that.
Well, Blade Show does have shipping services available. You can ship it to Blade Show.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there is a small benefit to the 3 Blade shows, which is they expect there to be a great deal of freight coming and going. So that is pretty secure. And so when we were in Nashville with Steve, everybody just came to him the morning of the show and was like, and he had the manifest for all the packages. You know, they had like private security for all that stuff, and he was like, yeah, like I pay these guys, so the knife makers just ship it, and they either just have it in that like locked case over there, or like, you know, me and Kylie put this stuff at everyone's table, and we're here at like 4 a.m. So I was like, that's really cool. I didn't even know he did that. He's like, yeah, it's part of like show promotion. He's like, we distribute people's packages to their table, you know, and that's just here when they get here. It's just easier for everybody. I'm like, that's pretty cool. All right.
That's a good perk.
Yeah. That's no joke. But you got home. That sounds like a long weekend.
Oh yeah, I took a day or 3 off.
I would imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chuck
to
keep
recoup?
texting me. He's like, "You take days off?" I'm like, "No, I'll take days off in a week because my dad was here." So I got back and
I don't know what to tell you. He didn't show up for work for like 3 days. So.
the lie.
I know he didn't come to work till noontime on that Monday.
I showed up Monday.
Yes.
They just came in at
Yeah.
noon. I was like, "No, I need to sleep."
That's his normal time. It's about noon though. So I mean, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's usually anytime before 10 is
Rare.
It's happened twice. You picked me up to pick up the thing.
Yeah, it was 7 a.m.
That's I know. I was impressed. And then that one other time when what's his name was here.
If I have a scheduled thing I have to be at, I'll make it. But if it's just like up to me, I'm like, no.
Just a record, I'm rolling my eyes deeply currently. You can't see that, beautiful listener. So you know, it's all right. We love you, buddy. It's okay. It's not your. It's not a strength.
My dad's
It's
here. I
fine.
get here at 9:30.
Anyway, so
Sure. 9? No. 9:30. My dad's here. Yeah, because he just bangs on the door. He's like, let's go.
So Kentucky show. You're gonna do it again next year, though. Obviously, everybody loves that show, right?
It's a get together with knives as opposed to a knife show.
But next year, probably fly to Cleveland. It sounds like
Cleveland
or Louisville,
or whatever.
or
Cheaper,
road trip
might
it
make sense.
based on the weather.
road trip it. If you road trip, I'll totally road trip with you. Like that'd be fun. I think you road trip down there and road trip back, or let's fly down and do like Nick and I did and just rent a car and just drive back. I think you just do it in 2 days and you can take one day to just totally mess around. Like we went to Pittsburgh, we saw Astoria,
No, we
Pennsylvania on the
we
way
drove
back.
both ways.
Oh, yeah, we drove both ways. We just did a bunch of cool things on the way back. Got back in like a day and a half. It was fine. Like no harm, no foul.
The half thing is what we did at Idaho and Vegas. We flew to Idaho, then rented a car, then drove to Vegas. We went to go visit Gavin.
No,
Chris Reeves.
we drove up there. I drove.
I
drove to Idaho and you flew.
Oh, yeah,
And
you
then
were
I
in
drove
Reading,
us both
Vegas.
back. I drove us both back to Las Vegas.
You were in Vegas.
Yeah, no, those were the days when travel plans were even more messed up. That's like because you were like in California or something. Okay, anyway, listen to the podcast. I'm sure we talked about it back then. Moving forward, do the Kentucky show next year with some different travel plans. Heading into the future, it is January, so we are now in show prep again for Texas. So Texas is in February. We have Blade Show Texas, which is shaped up to be a really great show. This will be Nick's second year. You went last year.
No.
You didn't go last year.
No, the second year doing Texas show. I did it when it was in fourth at the.
Oh yeah, the three of us, Elijah, you, and me, were attending at the old Stockyards location. This will be your first year attending at the new convention center location.
Yeah,
which
I
have to
exhibited
say
at the
is
old
great.
one.
And this will be your first year attending and exhibiting at the convention center. It's great. It's a great location. It's really nice there. It's a great show layout. It's much like Salt Lake City, actually. It's almost exactly like Salt Lake City. Maybe a little bit smaller, but actually, I wonder if it's about the same size, just perception. I think it's actually about the same size.
I like the Stockyards, but I just hate it. I don't sit at shows, and I stand, and standing on those cobblestone floors, that wasn't fun.
And I think the Stockyards was 2 rooms.
It was.
This is 1 room.
It was the Blade. It was the I think there was like the modern stuff in one room, and then the Bladesmiths in the other room, which were the. I'm spacing it out. The
ABS.
ABS. Thank you. No, the convention center location's great, mostly because as far as convention center to hotel location, it's a stone's throw. Everybody walks, which is great. So the convention center is about 2 or 3 blocks down from the hotel, in between of which is the FedEx. So personally, I love it also because I can just walk on my way back to the hotel room. I can walk to FedEx, drop my stuff off, go back to my hotel room, then meet everybody. I
take the train from the airport. It's $2.50. When it leaves the airport, it only goes one way. You take the train there, and then you can get off downtown at the convention center and walk to your hotel.
It's true.
And then walk across the street to the convention center. So it's all very convenient.
There is actually a really good public transportation system. You texted me last year, and I think I might have said I was thinking about it, and I definitely just got like a $40 Uber and said, fuck it. But the train is definitely an option. It is an option. But that whole Fort Worth area is really nice. Like there's a bunch of restaurants there that we went to. We had a terrible experience last year at a restaurant. Hashtag listen to the podcast on that one. I'm changing that this year. I have better reservations this year. Still on the fence for Friday reservations, though. You want to go to
Lonesome Dove.
Lonesome Dove.
That's where Farina recommends. That's where everybody says to go, and we didn't listen last year.
All right, if Paulie recommends it, it's probably pretty good. I will take that recommendation. Okay, well,
But it's expensive. But you're in Texas, and
And
Might
you
as
took the
well.
train there, so you saved a bunch of money. It's fine.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
sure.
ended up at the thing. No, Texas show's good. So
Texas is the
Nick,
one place where I want to go cheap on eats because I just want to eat barbecue.
Nick is exhibiting. Chuck is exhibiting. You guys are in show crunch. Chuck, hit me. What do you got? What's going on? What are we
Switch
doing?
Army Switchblades.
That's it.
A new model that we decided today, we were talking about it, we're going to call it the Churchill
I think that's
because
great.
it's kind of shaped like a cigar. And for those of you who don't know, there's a very large cigar named after Winston Churchill that's like an 8-inch long cigar.
Big one.
Yeah. And so we're going to call it the Churchill because it's shaped like a cigar.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's a great little model. I just handled it. Fire's great. I love the way it looks. I love a good dagger stiletto grind. I like the tapering at the top bolster. It's very slick.
Yeah, it's kind
Clean.
of a symmetrical dagger, but I can do offset grinds, bayonet style, and it's a little bit smaller than the Switch Army Switchblade, but essentially same platform, same scale release.
Yeah.
And I worked on a proof of concept version that will allow me to make them fancier and thinner
Oh,
than
Okay.
previously.
spicy.
Yeah, so I might have one or two of those in
Just
Texas.
Maybe. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so your table placement for Texas is the same as Utah?
No, in
No.
Utah, I was in the front
Yeah.
row.
You were like front, like you walked in and you
And
were there.
the only problem with that, though, is everybody came in and went left or right. Nobody came right to the center or the front row.
Utah was a big learning experience for myself for the tables because Chuck, you were right in the middle. So what happens is, if you think about a wave, the wave of people crashes onto the front row, and the wave splits left and right. The water doesn't stay at the table; it just splits.
Correct.
So I mean, you had great placement because you just walked in and you were there. But human beings don't walk into a room and stop. Human beings walk into a room and they want to almost get to the back of the room first and then walk forward. So that was strange to see that happen. So where's your table this year, though?
2C, so I'm in the second row.
2 ABC. Okay, so that's actually all right. So that's good.
It's good placement, and it's
That's good
around
placement.
similar makers who make similar styles of knives.
Okay, so you have good. Do you know who's on either side of you?
I don't at the moment.
I should have brought up a map for the show. Yeah, that's okay. But okay, so 2C, and we're killing it with the Swiss armies. Okay, all right, that should be good. Nick, do you remember? I was gonna hesitate to ask you this. Do you remember where your table is
Texas?
for Texas?
No, I think Utah. Utah, I remember. Texas, no. Utah was in the middle of 9H. I only remember that because I was 9J. That was a mishap. But Texas, I got it recently, maybe 10C or something. I'm not exactly sure. But I'm excited for it. Get to do the actual convention center one. I did the fourth one with John Gray.
10C.
I was right, 10C. Look at that. I pulled that entirely out of my ass, to be
Well,
honest.
you did great.
I stand corrected. I'm at 5C, not
Oh,
2C.
so it's a good thing we checked. Okay, 5C. So 5 rows in. That might be even. That's like that's center
better.
mass.
Yeah, and people finally get into their groove. They go a couple rows in, they start looking around, they're comfortable, they're talking to makers, picking up knives, and I think I'm in the row where there's other tactical-ish makers.
Nice.
Kirk Mayberry's down from me. Stout was kind of across from me. Tom Crine.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're well placed.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know who's by you? Did you say John?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
When I'm at a booth, I usually check at a table. I don't check till the show because
fair.
like navigating that, it's like drag it over. I usually always check where the booths are.
All right. So what do you want to give us a tip of what you're bringing to Texas? Anything special? I know you were talking about.
I'm
maybe-
ready for Texas already.
Okay.
I got Ragnaroks and Magna Cut. I'm gonna try the machine. One of my mills has been down for like 2 months. Just finished fixing it like yesterday. Did a test with it today. Got to make some more adjustments. So hopefully I'll be bringing Ragnarok V2s. Aside from that, my loadout for the show is ready. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get some V2s ready now. The machine's up and running. But if all works well, yeah, I'll have some V2s with me.
Okay, so you're going to continue with the Magna Cut 4 shows, right? We kind of talked about that, and so it's like
No,
sort of your.
until I'm out, I'm not using
Well,
yeah.
But I'm saying for now, that's your show special kind of thing. Is like having Magna Cut just for the shows. You can't really get the Magna Cut online.
No, I don't know.
Great answer. Thank you so much for having these prepared for the podcast that you co-host.
It's not very no. Just how,
Just say
how-
yes. You want to make it
Just-
elusive to
yeah,
just
my
the shows.
God, guy.
Up until these shows, yes. I don't have any drops, but I don't have
Okay.
any Nitro V blade blanks. The only blade blanks I have right now are Magna Cut. So if I need to do a drop after the show between New York, probably.
Right.
But up until that show, that's just Magna Cut.
Okay. So
But after that, it'll be another steel, probably S45. Don't know.
Rag V1s for Texas.
Yeah, Magna Cut and probably V2s in Magna Cut.
Oh, okay.
Maybe some V4s. Just depends how much time I have to crank. Like, if
So-
all goes well with the machine.
If everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
So remind us what the V4 is, because I don't remember what the V4 is. I remember what the V2 is. What's V4?
Well, V1, 2, and 3 are all flippers, various blade shapes. I'm skipping V3 for now. Just another flipper, clip point style. V4 is a harpoon again, same blade shape. It's just a non-flipper.
So that'll be a thumb stud?
Yeah, maybe a thumb stud or thumb hole. I'm going to test both, see which one works better, and that will become the V4, whether it's a hole or a stud.
Okay.
Most likely a stud.
Yeah. Studs look great on that harpoon. I know people really liked the BBM with the thumb stud.
Studs are really popular right now.
Studs are back.
No, the flippers are still my favorite. I made a thumb stud and thumb hole knife for the last 4 years, like waiting to a day to get back to flippers.
Well,
It's not about what you like, though.
it's buck the trend. Nobody cares what you like.
I made thumb studs and thumb holes for 4 years. I didn't make flippers. I just tune a flipper very well.
You have not made a thumb hole knife. The BBM had a hole in it, but that was definitely not a thumb hole knife. Ain't nobody can fire that BBM with that
Still a
thumb hole.
thumb hole.
It's not. You have to like spider flick the
Through the
filler on
hole.
the BBM. No, I can't do it on the hole. You have to do it below the hole. You always want to tickle below the hole, closer to the tip. You get better leverage there. You just slide your finger along that groove near the tip.
The magic stop. Never mind.
Nobody could use the hole on the BBM. But in any case, so the V4 is going to be a poon stud.
Yeah, Boone stud, and the V5 will be like the V2 is a Bowie, and the V5 is a Bowie stud.
A bow stud.
Yeah, bow stud,
I don't know.
bow toe.
All these names are just flat out jokes.
Yeah, or V5.
These are the jokes, guy.
V5 will be a bow stud or a boho.
Boho,
We'll see.
Bowie hole, hoey bow,
Or hobo.
Do a hole and a stud, or do a stud and a flipper.
or oh wait, maybe you could put
I don't like when it's a combo.
the thumb studs on bearings.
It's not what you like.
It just looks ugly, and then you can't. Then neither one. The detent's not tuned perfect.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Stop
Then the
chewing
detent-
tobacco, you hillbilly.
Then the folder isn't. Oh wow. The flipper isn't tuned properly, nor the stud is when you have both.
Can you just please make a knife? Can you make a knife for? Can you make a custom knife for me, your good friend? And can you put thumb studs on bearings? Can you do that?
Actually, yes, I have new tiny bearings.
That would be great.
You want
I,
the
just-
thumb studs to spin?
I want them to spin.
It was a joke with Elijah forever. He's always like,
on bearings.
I want to design a knife with thumb studs on bearings.
Yeah,
So I was
totally
like,
pointless.
I was like- he's like,
Actually, though, I mean, you could sit there and not just open the knife, but you could sit there and just spin the thumb
no,
stud.
the joke
It would become
was
a fidget
It'd be a
toy,
fidget
actually.
toy.
the joke was if you're off center of the stud, it won't actually flip open. Your
Yeah.
thumb will roll around. You have to be perfectly center.
You have to just like, or else your thumb will just.
So you need a pointed stud so it'll dig into your thumb,
point it.
and then it'll be able to be
A
to
track
flip
stud.
open. How do you make one side flip and the other side?
Oh, maybe
Not.
one side stationary, it's keyed, and then the
Yes.
stud version is
No,
the
Elijah's
spinning
joke
stud.
wasn't to make it work. Was the stud to just be there but not actually work? It would have to be a different
it's
opening
keyed and
mechanism.
spring loaded, so you got to push the stud in where it catches in the keyway, and then you can open it,
That'd actually kind of be neat. That's a huge amount of engineering.
and then it
but,
would
like
pop back out, and then just
it's
spin.
just a momentary push.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna steal this idea. Someone with way too much time in a CNC machine.
You can freely steal the idea, but not thumb studs on bearings.
No, that's
Elijah's always wanted to
that's
make
yeah.
it.
Okay, so a bunch of stonewashed titanium knives. Sounds good. Cool. Are you gonna bring knuckles to Texas? Because you should.
Or switchblades.
Knuckles.
I need to make more.
Oh, are you out?
I'm down to like one. Now I'm down to two. But then PayPal made me pull them from my store.
So Texas,
Yesterday.
Texas is one of the 6 states. You can open carry knucks in Texas. Like, you can just, that's cool. It's Texas.
You can carry open carry just about anything. It's Texas.
Yeah, no, but the knuckle thing is like in the last few years, they were like, yeah, no, you can just, that's cool. Like, you can just rock that. Like, yeah. So, like, might not be a bad place to have some knucks on the table.
I gotta get my anodizer, see if I machine them in time, and you can anodize them in time.
Just rock some out, soft draw some brass, my dude.
Old school.
Yeah, crank out like 5 in brass. Don't go crazy. But that would be pretty dope.
Put the Texas star on them.
It's, yeah, why not? Yeah, because I think, is Prince making stars again for the show?
I don't know. You mean shurikens? Throwing stars?
Yeah, there's Texas shuriken stars. Shuriken Texas ninjas.
He should make one that's a belt buckle. Do you remember those?
And then you push the button and like the star like expands.
No, they used to have them. It was a belt buckle. It was a square shape, and there was a square hole in the center of the star.
Like the playing card ones?
No, these were like a 3/16 thick.
Oh, okay.
And there was a rubber washer on the belt buckle with a stud, and you'd push it down onto the stud and then turn it 90 degrees, and it would lock it on. So all you'd have to do is turn it 90 degrees, and you could pull it off and then throw it.
That's some real mall ninja stuff, my guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's no joke. That's no joke. All right. So Texas, we're in Texas show prep. It's going to be a great show. Fort Worth Convention Center. If you're an earshot of this podcast in our broadcasting range of the internet, you should definitely come down and check it out. Bring your ham radio. We'll be doing it up on your CB channel 125.7 North Utica. Yeah, it'll be great. We'll figure out Nick's table mates at some point. I'm not really sure. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You're beside somebody. It's fine.
I just look it up like the day of the show. I'll be like, okay, who am I next to?
It's fine. Flying.
Flying.
Texas.
Yep.
I get there on Thursday. Nick gets on the same flight as me on Thursday. We're staying at the AC. Where are you staying?
The embassy.
The embassy. Good. So all these people on the internet, I want them to know where we are. That's important.
We're down near the AC. It's
You're
in
near the
it's
AC.
in that neck of the woods. It's a little bit further from the convention center, but free breakfast, free happy hour. in Texas.
Public transportation. I'll hand it. Okay. All right. I'll give it to you. Okay. More room for the steaks. I got you.
Yes.
I got you. Okay. All right. I'm pretty sure that the actual show hotel blew up last night. Something happened.
Wait,
I heard
what?
about that?
Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah. Diskin texted me at like 11 and he was like, my hotel blew up. I'm staying at your hotel. I was like, sick. I was like, okay. Sounds good. Something happened. It blew up or something. So John and Matt are now staying at the AC, probably with a lot of other people who got kicked out of that hotel.
I don't think they were kicked out. They were displaced.
Sorry, they were displaced. They're not. I'm not gonna make any jokes.
I had one in my head too, but I was like, no.
I was like, don't. Okay. All right. Anyway, sounds good.
No, you can find us at Table 10C at the Texas show, and then shortly after, the New York Custom Knife Show. Don't know what my spot is. It's a small enough show. Just walk around, you'll find me.
All right. Nick's at 10C. Chuck's at
5C.
5C. That's an easy, same road, just a little farther down.
Yeah, I should bring my Nerf gun.
Yeah, that's actually
Shoot
probably
it,
a pretty
Nick.
good idea.
I'm behind you. Just keep
know, I just
tacking the
turn
back of the
around.
head.
I don't have a table. I'll just be walking around, writing checks, kissing babies, shaking hands, and taking photographs. So we'll see y'all down in Fort Worth in about 41 days, give or take, 42. Can't wait. Should be a blast. Stay tuned for more awesome Bladeology in 2024. And come say hi to the show. Come see us. Come say hi to everybody. We'll have stickers from the podcast. We'll have stickers from these makers. I'll have PVK stickers. And the swag will be aplenty. So come shout it out. This has been another episode of your favorite podcast, eclectic as it might be, Bladeology. My name is Jeremiah Burbank. You can find me at pvk.com or shoot me an email at info@pvk.com. I'm signing off.
Nick Trooperin of NCC Knives. You can find me at NCC Knives on Instagram and Facebook, nccknives.com. Signing off.
And Chuck Gudritis of Gudritis Knives. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Gudritis Knives. Signing off.
Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.